And welcome back to There's Layers to It. Unfortunately, y'all didn't get the episode on Tuesday. We were going through some things, but we're back. We're back at the table. We're back ready to provide you guys with our beautiful insight into the many different layers of life.
And we got these fancy little boom stands now.
Yeah, we're acting and looking cool. Nah, bitch, we are cool.
You can't be the guy that just goes around saying that you're cool, though.
You can't. Nah, that's a cardinal sin.
Yeah, so you need to say that you're cool. I'm cool with being uncool.
You know, I honestly am okay with being uncool too. Like how we have our set group of friends, I'm okay with it.
But I mean, we could call them cool.
Yeah, we can call our friends cool,
Yeah,
but they just can't call themselves, or we cannot call ourselves
Like, you
cool.
can't, I
Like
can't
the
say
concept
that,
of calling someone cool has to come from another person. It can't come from yourself. I understand.
Yeah, you can't just be like, yeah, I'm cool.
Bitch, I might be.
Yeah, just saying like that. You just sound like you're trying to, I don't know, I guess get attention or something like that. Like, yeah, I'm cool.
No, you're not. Marianne, I think you're cool though. All right, I think you're cool.
I was about to say I think I'm cool.
Don't be one of those people.
I'm not gonna be one of those people.
Marianne, I think you're cool.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Corbin. I think you're cool.
I'm glad we're back on the mic. I hope you guys are enjoying this.
I think that hoodie is cool.
Okay, so what I'll do for everybody is if you want to see this special edition hoodie that I'm wearing, check our social media or look at our YouTube video. I'll post it into the YouTube video. But our social media, that's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. That's at There's Layers to It.
Well, I mean, on the video, it just kind of just looks like a regular black hoodie.
Well, that's why I said I'm going to throw a picture up in there. They'll see it. It'll be a drop, so find the treasure hunt if you guys are still listening. Just kidding, you should
put
be.
It in the video?
Yeah, I'm going to throw it into the video. I'm also going to throw it onto all of our social media channels so you can get an in-depth detail because this thing glows in the dark.
It does, but doesn't that take away from it being you just said a treasure hunt.
That doesn't matter.
That does matter.
X marks the spot, and our video is where you can find it.
That was bad.
Hold on. Wait a minute. I got something for that.
You've been waiting for so long to use that.
I really have, and I kind of just set myself up for it, you know?
I guess at least you're using it on yourself. You're not being biased.
Yeah, the first person had to be myself. I understand. The first person had to be myself.
Well, no, it could have been somebody else, but you just did it to yourself a second ago.
It's okay.
And then you called yourself cool on top of that too.
I deserved it. I doubled. I understand where you're getting at. I double deserved the sad trombone. Thank you. All right, I appreciate it. Oh man, good times. Good times to be back at the table. There's a couple people this past weekend that deserve this sad trombone sound. Number one, most importantly, that has to be Drew Brees.
Why do you have? I just don't understand how an individual just hates Drew Brees.
See, here's the thing. I don't hate Drew Brees. It's
we
just
only
he was done.
Here.
He was toast. He was burnt like biscuits.
Everyone, well, Ben Roethlisberger and Phillip Rivers were quote burnt like toast, but they still produced some. They produced enough.
They got enough to catch these hot L's in the playoffs.
Hold on. Some of those teams were ripe. They came out.
L's. Look,
they came out swinging.
L's.
And plus, I'm kind of disappointed that the Saints didn't really run the ball as much.
What could you really do? You weren't running the ball very well. You weren't throwing the ball very well.
Listen,
you had three turnovers from Drew Brees.
Put Alvin Kamara in just a slot.
In the slot? I mean, yeah, dude, that dude's amazing. He'll get open. I understand.
Another thing that did hinder them, and I wish they really they should have used Jameis Winston since.
Shout out to J-Bo.
Yeah,
go and eat some dubs.
Yeah, well, that Saints team's gonna be ridiculous with him.
I think they're gonna be really good. I hope he stays. down there in New Orleans.
Well, he's got this year and then next year.
I'm talking like long term.
Oh, you mean like
I hope
long-term,
like New
long-term.
Orleans ends up being his home. I hope he turns it around because I think, you know me, I love Jameis Winston. I think that man can really succeed in the NFL. I hope he learned a lot from Drew because Drew was obviously one of the best quarterbacks to ever do it.
That's the whole reason he went there.
Unfortunately, this year he was baked. He was done. His arm was a giant just spaghetti noodle hanging off of his body.
He got murdered in like week. Whatever
he punctured
it was.
A couple ribs and lungs, and
he shouldn't have been back.
Nah, he shouldn't have played. But he didn't want Jameis Winston to, end his career.
Well, remember Taysom was starting.
It doesn't matter. Taysom, Jameis, same difference. Drew Brees didn't want to go out like that. He had respect for himself.
I was about to say, well, would you have rather him?
He just made it look bad, and
Would you had rather him just sit at home and just be like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna play," instead of like, that this is your last year and this is your last shot, and you got to give it everything you could, and he did. You can't say that Drew Brees went out there and just played like complete shit. They at least scored 20 points. Okay,
they put up 20 points.
It wasn't a good 20 points.
Here's my thing, right? So if we want to look forward into the NFC Championship, so we'll stay on this side and then we'll jump into the other side.
Well, you know who I think's winning this.
Yeah. Like, I was not impressed by the way that Tampa Bay won that game.
No,
like,
I wasn't neither.
Here's the thing, if New Orleans starts anyone other than Drew Brees, they start Taysom Hill, they start Jameis Winston, I think they possibly win the game.
I even think if Taysom was playing, because you got to think, if Taysom
he wasn't playing.
If Taysom Hill's not playing, then that's
a big part of their offense.
That's about damn near 8-9 plays that are gone right there, just because he's not in there. You hit the record button, didn't you? Mm-hmm. Okay, all right, good. I had a flashback. I just had a non-flashback a minute ago.
No, we're deep into this conversation, and it's been recorded since the beginning, so you best believe we're on a roll. Keep going.
But yeah, man, like if Taysom was playing and Drew Brees was starting, I'm confident that the Saints probably would have won that game. It wouldn't have been like convincing. Because even still, Tampa Bay didn't convincingly win that game.
No, they got a lot of problems.
They capitalized
off
on
the turnovers.
Yeah, and they did, which they should have. And, I mean, if you
turn the ball over 3 times, you deserve to lose. You're more than likely going to lose. But just the way that Aaron Rodgers won his game.
Convincingly?
Aaron Rodgers, I get that.
Bro, he had one bad drive.
I get the Rams didn't have a quarterback. Aaron Donald didn't play as much in the game as we really thought.
Fuck. Dude, Devontae Adams, I ain't gonna hold you. I think Devontae Adams is probably the best wide receiver in the NFL.
I love Devontae Adams. That man is so good. I still don't think he's better than D-Hop. I really don't. I can't give him that number 1 slot, but I will definitely say he is number 2. He is the second best receiver, hands down.
If he would have played those 2 or 3 games that he was out, I think this would be a different conversation because he'd have. Bruh, how many touchdowns does he have right now? And he missed those games.
Yes, Devontae Adams would have probably put up a couple more touchdowns, probably another 2 or 3 100-yard games, 100-yard plus games.
400, dog. The way that Aaron
Rodgers,
I just
think DeAndre Hopkins is so good.
DeAndre Hopkins is good. Don't get me wrong. Nuke is a nuke. But I don't know, man.
But the funny thing that I have written down for like this game, let alone the receiving talent in this game, is you have 2 quarterbacks who are in their GOAT competition.
You're talking about with Tampa Bay and
Tampa Bay and Green Bay. You got 2 quarterbacks in their GOAT competition. Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. And they both look like they're on complete different ends of the spectrum right now.
What do you mean?
Like Tom Brady, he looks okay, but you can tell that his arm is tired. He's not going out there and pushing the ball down the field the way they like. They had to rely a lot on Leonard Fournette because I think he had somewhere upwards of like 20, 23 carries in that game.
But I really think that even if Tom's arm isn't tired, which I don't think his arm is tired,
he's just old.
Well, I mean, Father Time is catching up to everybody, but I don't know. He's not. You can't expect him to be Tom Brady of New England, right? That was a different beast, and this is still his first year, like in that system. I think next year he's going to do a little bit better, but because there's some of these throws he's still just missing wide the fuck open people. Like, completely wide open. But he's also not able to, like... When he played in New England, he was kind of, I hate to say it, but he was like dinking and dunking.
Yeah,
you know?
he was very methodical
Right.
with his dinking and dunking to Julian Edelman or to Wes Welker, to whatever small
Right.
white receiver he had at the time.
Or-
Right now,
right,
insert Anthony
yeah.
Miller. Insert the way he uses Chris Godwin for
Yeah.
just deep balls. Mike Evans is like his
Anthony,
Randy Moss
you mean,
right now.
Scotty Miller?
Scotty Miller. Yeah, my bad.
You're
Anthony
thinking
Miller's
about,
on the Bears.
Yeah, you're thinking about homeboy.
Well,
on the
don't I feel
Bears.
silly?
Um,
That's
but-
okay. I'm not hurt.
Their receiving core is really good, but like I said, I just think Tom hasn't had a break in a while. He's been going
He has not.
game after game after game after game after game. You know, usually he's kind of okay with. Well, I won't say okay, but you know he'd have a little bit of a less difficult task because he just came from Washington last week, and that's no task.
You're right.
That's no slouch.
He has had a very tough road to get through the playoffs. And
Yeah.
if he somehow finds a way over the hurdle of Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers,
because when
give or take, they did beat him earlier in the year, and they smacked him.
that was
I
a
remember
complete-
sitting here watching this game thinking like the Packers just did not look right that game.
That's a completely different team that we're faced that you're looking at right now.
This
that
team
offense-
is clicking.
Right. The offense is clicking and the defense is clicking. The defense isn't playing spectacular, but they're making plays whenever they need to.
Like Aaron Rodgers last week, 23 of 36, 296, 2 touchdowns. Pair together that your team had 188 rushing yards.
Right.
Like, how do you... And that defense is going to... The Smith brothers are going to go out there and get you, like, at least 2 sacks.
At the minimum.
At minimum, 2 sacks. And then the rest of that D-line, like Rashawn Gary, your other defensive tackles,
Dude,
they're
that
playing
defense
phenomenal.
That defense has stepped
Look at
up.
the secondary on that team. Jair Alexander is low-key one of the top 5 corners in the NFL.
I don't know. A top 10.
You're going to say top 10? I think that man has played phenomenal. Second year out of Louisville, 6'1", like
Look,
I think he's like 215. So he's a bigger guy, physical, can run.
if
He has
the
really
other-
good coverage
If
skills.
the other individual for the Rams and Buda Baker weren't playing, I would probably say yes, he's top 5. But those two definitely take the cake. Not Jalen Ramsey, obviously, but I could never remember his name. We keep looking it up. We keep talking about him.
I don't
Something
remember
Fuller.
it either. So let me break it down. We got Tampa Bay. We got Green Bay. Green Bay is going to be a 3.5-point favorite in the betting schemes. If you were a betting man, who would you pick in this game?
Dude, I told you that Kansas City and Green Bay are going to the Super Bowl. So I mean, that's just where my allegiances lie.
Now, I know you're not a score man, but I'm also picking Green Bay. I got this game somewhere in like the 28 to like a 17 range.
I don't think it's going to be.
I don't think Tampa's going to put up the amount of points that they need to put up to compete with Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers is on a tear. Aaron Jones is way too good.
Devontae Adams is literally cooking everyone, including Jalen Ramsey.
He's taking everything personal. I saw a video today of him shit-talking Jalen Ramsey.
Well,
How often?
They have a good relationship with each other. You know,
But
how
often do you see Devontae Adams out there talking shit?
Not that much, but
as soon as it comes to Jalen Ramsey, well, yeah, Jalen Ramsey's always talking. It's been like that ever since he was at Florida State.
But I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. He was he was kind of getting cooked a lot.
That game actually wasn't as much his fault. There's that one touchdown play that wasn't really his fault.
I'm not saying that it was his fault. But
the receivers were open all day.
That's
Aaron
what I'm
made
saying.
Those passes look absolutely ridiculous.
He honestly only had one bad drive. Other than that, the rest of them, they were really good. They basically just methodically marched down and just fucking scored. And then just methodically marched down and fucking scored.
Got to the point where I just didn't want to watch the 500 total yards of offense anymore.
I like watching the Packers play. I'll watch a whole Packers game now. Like, I'm not a Packers fan, but I like the way that Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones play.
Yeah, I can respect it. I definitely can respect it.
Those boys are good. They're
So
damn good. Oh, and Bob Tunyon. Can't forget about Bob Tonyan.
You and Bob Tonyan.
Dude, I love that guy. I'm a fan of tight ends now, dog. Dude, they are so fucking good. Where did all of these tight ends just randomly come from?
The draft.
I got obviously.
It came from college.
Yeah, they came from high school.
Yeah. You know, this has been like years in the making. They've been putting their time and sweat equity into this.
Yeah. But you know, I mean,
They just happened to pop up in the NFL, and then
they had like
look,
good. They had good Gronk. That's really
Gronk.
good stock.
You got Gonzo. Like it really started back in the day. You got really good old tight ends, but
But
Robert Tonyan.
were they
out of
doing
all the great tight ends? You love Robert Tonyan right
Hold
now.
on, no. Killer Trav is my dude, okay? Bob Tonyan is just on the come up, all right? Dude, you know me.
All right. Well, since he brought up the man Travis Kelce, let's stick
Killer.
with the team and the. You know, you got the Chiefs. Your
Look.
boy Patty Mahomes ended up with a concussion.
Technically, it wasn't a concussion. So here's what I found out. It was basically a nerve.
I read
basically
that.
like a pinched nerve. Yeah. So look, man, even if he doesn't play, anything is possible, dog. I'm with it.
See, I knew you were gonna pull up Chad Henne, right? So I went and I pulled up some Chad Henne stats.
You can give me all the lifetime stats you want to. I seen that boy run what was it, like 15, 16 yards and attempt to get that first down.
He got that first down. He put his head down there and he got it, right?
Technically, I think he got it. We all think he got it, but the rules
They ruled him short.
a yard short. But regardless,
yeah, because he gave himself up as a runner. It's where you start that motion. I get it, but
it's stupid
still,
as fuck.
look,
But
Chad Henne as a starter out of the University of Michigan.
Oh, it's bad.
2009, right? Miami Dolphins, 13 games, 7-6 record, 60% completion, 2,800 yards, 12 touchdowns, 14 interceptions.
Cut.
Let's go to 2010. 14 games, 6-8 record, 61% completion percentage, 3,300 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 19 interceptions.
Cut.
All right, hold on. Wait a minute. He got another chance to start in the NFL in 2013, right?
Oh yeah, right.
13 games in this season, 4-9 as a starter.
Yeah.
60% completion percentage, 3,200 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 14 interceptions.
Cut.
Hold on. He got one start with the Kansas City Chiefs, right? It's an L. They lost to the Chargers this year, the last game of the year. He went 23 of 32, 218, 2 touchdowns, and a fumble. You want to trust that man in your AFC Championship game against the Buffalo Bills?
They have
Look, each one of these teams are on 11. They've won 11 of their last 12. Well, the Bills have won 11 of their last 12.
Obviously, somebody's got to fucking lose.
Yeah, the Chiefs have won 10 of their last 11.
Here's why I'm confident, right? Even if Patrick doesn't play. If Patrick plays, then it's solidified that they're definitely going. But that defense did not play well. But that defense made plays when it needed to. Well, specifically, Tyrann Mathieu made plays whenever he needed to.
Yeah, towards the end of the game, once Patrick Mahomes went down, that Chiefs defense really stepped up. But can you expect that drive after drive against the Buffalo Bills in that offense, which is looking just super potent? They're not running the ball super effectively.
They're not running the super effective.
But they still look like a potent offense because they're able to make big plays down the field. Josh Allen is slinging that boy to everybody over.
You also got to remember, too, technically speaking, I know there's not a lot of people there, but there is now a home field advantage for the two home teams in the playoffs. I saw an interview that Aaron Rodgers even said that he definitely felt like this was a different atmosphere.
Well, yeah. Anytime you bring fans back into the environment, it's going to sway the momentum of the game towards your team.
Right. So there's that. And then also, if Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill are playing, which I'm 99% sure that the both of them are playing, I'm still confident. I can give you some Scott Steiner math if you really want it. I can give it to you if you want.
Look,
but I just know that if that defense makes 5 plays, I'm not talking about like just tackle here, tackle there. I'm talking about 5 football plays against the Bills. I think they'll win. And you know what type I'm talking about, like really big fucking sacks for yards. I'm talking about fucking fumble, or you know what I'm saying, like something ridiculous,
big turnovers, big time sacks,
right.
big time knockdowns, big
Because,
plays that are momentum changers. Because you know
right.
most games are going to come down to 8 to 10 plays that are
right.
big plays that make the difference in the game.
And that's what that Kansas City defense does when they're. I don't want to say.
When they're on the top of their game, they're making big plays. That's what's exciting about the Chiefs defense.
Yeah.
But you look at the other side, the Bills do the same thing. The Bills defense
is
just a better version of the Chiefs defense.
They do, but I'm still not confident. The Chiefs aren't running the ball. If Clyde Edwards-Helaire plays this week, because that's another thing too.
I'm glad you brought up running the ball, right? So when
they're fucking horrible.
Their first meeting, right? The Chiefs ran the ball for 245 yards.
Yeah, but
do you think that's going to happen again?
Well, no, because they haven't.
And it was still a close game.
Done anything like running the ball? They haven't been doing shit this year. They have not been well running the ball. They're like, I'm pretty sure they're like middle of the pack, probably like mid to low.
Yeah, but that's all you need if you're the Chiefs.
Yeah, well, I mean, at before you had Patrick
and in Buffalo, Josh Allen is the one who has like 2/3 of the rushing attempts for their team in the playoffs, which is insane.
Yeah, well, they don't have any running backs.
Josh Allen is going to have to put the team on his back and win this game if they really want to do it. And the thing is if you've listened to this show, you should know that I believe in Josh Allen. I believe Josh Allen is really good. I believe Josh Allen can do it.
You can see it.
Yeah, you can see that something
huge,
clicked. Something
huge.
clicked.
Stephon Diggs. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs happened. That's what. But he also did actually, like, I was watching an interview about this too with him and Pat. He was saying that he's got his throwing down to a science right now. Like exactly how he needs to configure his body in order to put the ball like in the proper position. Like it's fucking ridiculous how he broke it down. And it's crazy to think that some quarterbacks don't do that and go in depth about their game to try and like improve it. And that's why I think that Josh Allen he's going to be one of the better quarterbacks like in this young group of like, I guess, just of new quarterbacks that are coming in. Just
the
because
young kids. The 26 and under club.
Just because that's so ridiculous to think about. He sat down and took the time out to like, all right, I'm ass. What do I need to do to get better?
Because last year in the playoffs, he struggled. He made awful plays.
But wasn't that his first playoff?
Yeah, it was his very first playoff game. Yeah. And he looked like a scared kid out there, unfortunately. This year, he looks like a grizzled veteran.
Other than Pat, I'm pretty sure that all those kids are like, what the fuck? This is the playoffs. And
he looks like a grizzled veteran on the field now. When he looks like he's in control of the offense. He almost looks like he calls plays at the line. He makes audibles. He's reading coverages
he's just doing what a really good quarterback is supposed to do.
And I love it. I absolutely love it. Trying to find out the spread to this game, but it's just not pulling up for me.
Well, obviously they gotta have it out, but it's difficult to kind of get a read on the spread right now because you don't know if Patrick Mahomes is playing or not. Which I mean, we should all.
Either way, we all know me and your decision. We all know who's gonna win. We all know who we're rooting for. That was loud.
Wait, I'm still rooting for Kansas City.
I know.
Oh, you're just saying like you know who we're rooting for. Okay.
Everyone should know. Everyone should already know. Look, we made it pretty evident, pretty clear that we've came out and said this multiple times, multiple episodes. Like it should be common knowledge for everyone who's just not listening. I got the Bills. He got the Chiefs. We each got Green Bay in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but regardless,
either way, we're getting a great game.
We're getting a phenomenal Super Bowl.
I just hope Tampa Bay does not need to be in the Super Bowl, especially since it's in Tampa Bay.
If Tom Brady wins his Super Bowl, I probably won't watch it.
I'm not trying to confirm him as the GOAT again.
I ain't gonna hold you. I may not watch it because I'm already saying that Aaron Rodgers is the GOAT right now, like the GOAT of like all of these fucking quarterbacks.
He's got the best throws. He's got the best everything.
Yeah.
It's just people don't like his attitude.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't really care. That's his attitude.
Right.
I think that's why I low key kind of like Aaron Rodgers.
Look, man, first off, I'm a fan of, I'm for the brand. I watch Pat McAfee a lot. And I watch his podcast, and he has a show. And he has Aaron on every Tuesday. It was one Wednesday, but every Tuesday is Aaron Rodgers Day. And he's just, because he's opened up. When have you really just seen Aaron Rodgers just open up and just talk about? Because he's talking about literally anything and everything.
You never used to hear Aaron Rodgers talk
Never.
unless it was telling the fan base to relax.
Right. Well, he still does that. They were giving Marquez Valdez-Scantling like death threats like earlier in the year
Because of the one fumble that he had. Yeah.
They were like, I'm going to eat your family and all this other shit. And I'm like,
Yeah, some
okay,
people,
all
look,
right.
if you're sending death threats to players
Yeah,
in a
man,
game, you need something better to do with your life, okay?
Bro, it's not that deep.
It's not
Come on now.
that deep.
It's not that deep.
You can love a team.
I love
but
the Cowboys
just
and
because
they're
they
doing
lose.
shit. I'm
Look,
not gonna.
I was a Lions fan for 15 years.
Right.
If you don't know what I know
what.
what losing is about, okay? I'm a Michigan fan. I'm a Florida State fan. I'm a Detroit Pistons fan. I am a Detroit Red Wings fan, and I am a Detroit Tigers fan. All right, I know
heartbreak.
what it is like
You
to
know
lose.
heartbreak.
If anybody has any reason to send some sort of nonsensical death threat to a player on a team, it's someone who lives in Detroit. And you know what? We're not doing it.
I was about to say, you better not just incriminate yourself.
We're not doing it. Like, that is stupid.
Yeah, man,
it should not be that deep.
It is ridiculous. But I mean, some people just don't have that much to live for, man. They just live for football.
The clowns.
I mean, I have football, basketball, Dragon Ball Z, wrestling. I got a whole bunch of shit to worry. Work.
Food.
Right, food.
Cooking.
What am I gonna eat? Oh, I had some Jersey Mike's. I told you that, dude. It was amazing.
I thought about getting some. That sounds great. We're about to cook up some nice little sandwiches here in a second.
You look like a fucking sandwich.
Hey, that's all right. I think that thing's about to be done. This thing is almost about to be done. So I think we should wrap it up.
You should wrap it up.
All right. Well, look, you better wrap it up because that's the right thing to do to stay protected in the streets, man.
Hold on.
Don't go out here slinging no dick with no rubber.
I've honestly never used a rubber before. And I've
All
told
right,
you
that's
this
it. Thanks for
multiple
coming to There's Layers to It. We'll catch you next time.
Bye, everybody.